Hello, and welcome to Let's Play the Vigilant Villa. Last time we made it to the villa itself, and I failed a puzzle in the last episode. It was this one here. So the answer was TFHB. And I was thinking in isolated and dissected terms, and I shouldn't have been. I needed to think in context, and I made a mistake. For you see, this is actually a part of a keyboard, as the game revealed later. So if you look at your keyboard, this is the T, this is the F, this is the H, and this is the B. So that is the reason why it is in that order. At first I thought I was supposed to go down, but that wasn't right. So it is definitely a keyboard puzzle. Very interesting. So hopefully I won't fail too many more puzzles or die, because it looks like if I had not escaped the car, as I would have dead. And so now I can actually move on. I might show off these things later, maybe. Maybe if I can go back in the storyline. After I beat it, of course. Let's take a look at ourselves. Ingram Fang. Now, it should be noted, so just to prove what happens, let's go to simplified Chinese. So notice that it's Fang Shi, or it's not, the first name is not Ingram, the way it is in English. The Fang part is correct. And so that means they changed the first name. So since I'm playing this game in English, I'm not going to try to do Ingram in Chinese or anything weird like that, because it's not Chinese. It is a localization, basically. I might use Fang more often just to make it more consistent, because that is consistent between the translations. But they added a different name. I'll try not to refer to him as Fang Shi or anything like that, and I'll use his first name just to make it interesting, which means angel, by the way, or at least that's how it's used in China. So that might be a hint, who knows. Anyway, and I was also right about the fact that it was his age and not birthday that was listed on his card. I was questioning myself on whether I was really understanding the characters. I'm glad that it was the translators who were mistaken. His birthday is not January 27th. That was his age. So, and there's plenty of other people to look forward to. A small-time detective novelist, intending to stay in the villa until he finished, who intended to stay in the villa until he finished his novel. He's been through a car accident and is thus suffering from memory loss and blackouts. He needs to take medicine and seems to have some untold stories. So that's Ingram. So let's see what happens. We've made it to the villa. Those fragments of memory and accidents that somehow pour into my brain make me confused. But I think I should act normal. I approach the door. The door opens a crack after the ring of a doorbell, revealing a fair and beautiful face.
你好，我来办理入住。
They They misplaced the sound effect there. There'll be a few bugs, I'm sure. But I have always liked supporting indie developers, so that's fine.
别墅不对外开放。
Well, that's certainly interesting.
哎，等一下，
I stop her before she closes the door on me again.
我们之前沟通过的，这是我的邀请函。
We've communicated before. Here's my invitation. Just before the door is completely closed, she takes the invitation letter from me. She checks it over several times, and then looks up with a friendly smile.
哦，原来是提前预定过的客人啊！哎，我不好意思，快请进来吧。
Wow, her face changed drastically after she realized I was invited.
啊，不好意思啊，别墅的事务一直由中叔打理，所以我不太清楚预定状况。
She doesn't seem to be the normal receptionist. This Uncle Jean is not here. But it looks like a nice place.
哦，中叔是这里的管家。
Dongxue is not here, huh? And is the housekeeper.
你这是经历了什么呀？
And finally she notices that I've not obviously in my best shape. I'm a mess. I follow her gaze and look down at myself. I'm a mess. There's mud on my clothes. I start tidying myself while answering her.
路上遇到点意外，车抛锚了，我是冒雨赶来的。
Yeah, it must be like soggy and dirty at the same time.
哦，这样啊。
I take a look around. Resplendent Western-style structures, huge decorative paintings. The light and darkness confront each other from the inside and outside of the windows. The villa keeps the decoration style of the previous century. The vintage style brings back a feeling of ages long ago. The lobby is like a party place for wealthy married women and young ladies from upper class. At least that's the kind of ambiance it has, but it's not like that. It's completely empty and lonely. Are you the only one in charge?
这里只有您一个人吗？
对啊，中叔请假回老家了。
Zhongzi is not here. Looks like
我家
she's in
是
charge.
这栋别墅的主人。
More localizations here. I'll call her Amy because I've already established that that's what I'm going to do. I'm curious on what her native name is. Okay. The light goes off after a few blinks. The empty villa is suddenly cast into darkness. She walks ahead. Her high heels rustle on the weaved carpet. The doors are all shut. The villa is as quiet as a graveyard.
你准备在这里住多久？
我预定了1个月，
Looks like I booked for a full month. How interesting. Really nice paintings here.
1个月呀，这个倒是没听说。
Looks like she didn't know about that either. Yes, the books on the wall have attracted my attention because I'm a detective novelist. Detective novels take up a large percentage, including Agatha Christie, Conan Doyle, Hilary Queen, Allan Poe, and my book. Oh, maybe I have a pen name. That makes sense, actually, because that's not the name that's in the. I mean, you saw it yourself. I just showed you. That is not the name that he has here, which might be an interesting point now that I think about it. The placing order of the books is strictly alphabetical. Oh, I mean, not really. I mean, this is a localization, but it's in. There are Chinese orders to these things too. The books on the left and right of my books are respectively The Numbers Game and Twelfth Night. 地势而已. Okay. Maybe I was looking at the wrong books. According to the first letters of these two books in Chinese phonetic alphabet, neither of them should be here. Apart from these two books, all books are in the right position. Deliberately misplaced? No, I'm a detective novelist. These things are always hints. It's more like a little puzzle game between the villa owner and the guests, and the only clue is 12th night. There is a number in its title. 12, that is, and books are categorized by letter. What's the connection? The row that 12th night is pointing to is I think it's the D. Yes, exactly, yeah, exactly. So it should be the 12th book in the row starting with D. Okay. There is nothing. Looks like someone else already solved this puzzle. I've been lingering before the bookshelf for too long. The hostess gives me a confused look. Let's talk about the detective novels.
您是推理小说迷吗？
啊，那些书是钟叔为客人准备的，我会提醒他换成时尚杂志。
Wow. I mean, are you projecting your own preferences? Or do you think everyone likes to read fashion magazines?
相比看那种费脑子的虚构故事，客人肯定更喜欢看时尚杂志，了解潮流吧。
Sounds like you're projecting. Or maybe she doesn't like it, but she thinks everyone else does. That might be it too. On the table, there's a warm tea and peeled fruit prepared by the hostess. She checks the clock from time to time.
再等等。
哦，今天有送物资的。哎呀，
Delivering resources. Ah, that is a good point. That rain is heavy.
这个别墅的优点啊是安静，不过缺点也是这个。
That makes sense too.
地儿太偏了，与世隔绝的，等一趟物资可不容易呢。
An empty, quiet lounge. Well, now I'm gonna save it again. Okay, just in case I actually have to solve the puzzle more broadly. Oh. All of a sudden, something smashes, and a strident scream of a woman. I stand up instantly, glancing at the fruit knife on the table, and I take it. The sound comes from here. The window was opened. It creaks with the wind. There are two dark figures, motionless. Based on the outline, it's a young man with a chilling knife in his hand. He has seized Amy, who is now trembling. Amy, held hostage by him with a fragment of porcelain as like a makeshift knife, I guess, tries hard to suppress her fear. She breathes heavily and can't help trembling. You can solve the crisis with a little game. The character's initial threat is 70%. Choosing the right option will decrease the threat. Okay. After the negotiation, if threat is above 70%, then the negotiation fails. If the threat is above 40%, it will start again. And if it's below 40%, then you solve the crisis and the main story will continue. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, I'll put it down. Reluctantly. I put the knife down on the ground reluctantly. I raise my hands to show that I have no other weapons. I'll do what he asks. I do what he asks. He doesn't pick up my knife. He's just making sure that I can't reach the knife again. I'll stay there.
好，我们过去，你不要激动。
Okay, I listen to him almost always.
救我！
别说里还有谁？这里只有我们2个人。
Only 2 of us are here, as far as I know. I didn't ask, actually. But even if it is a lie, it's probably a good lie because he deflates.
把手抬起来，转过去。
Okay, I'll do exactly what he asks, because he's threatening everybody. I do what he asks. I raise my hands and turn my back to him. Completely passivity. Very quiet. I don't hear a sound behind me. Suddenly, something hits me hard on the back of my head. But besides this, I don't know what to do. The back of my head suffers from swelling pain. What is going on? I try hard to recall what just happened. I hear approaching footsteps. The woman gasps when she turns on the light. Well, that's a strange way to turn on the candles. A familiar face. It's the hostess of the villa. I remember what happened just now.
对不起啊，我把你给忘了。我本来是要去拿医药箱的，但别墅又来了2个人，就忙忘了。我本来是要去拿医药箱的，但别墅又来了2个人，就忙忘了。
Oh my gosh, I was knocked out during that confrontation? I was going to fetch the medical kit, huh? Yeah, where's the other guy?
在大厅坐着呢。
什么？要不要现在报警？
Yeah, he was obviously threatening us. We should be calling the police, right? That's like the standard procedure.
不用了吧，他就是来借宿的，不是故意伤人的。让他住一晚就行了，明天一早他就走。哎呀，别惹这种人，很麻烦的。害你受伤了，真是抱歉啊。这样吧，房费我给你打折。
A discount on the room? I guess that's nice.
不用，你觉得没事就好。
Well, yeah, it's okay, I guess. She's cooking, huh? I look at the bright lounge. It seems that I've missed a lot of things during my coma. Since there's more people inside, the warmth has dispelled the damp and cold. The bright light makes people temporarily forget the darkness outside. The young man is curled up in the couch, staring outside the window. He turns his head to see me. A moment of fluster flashes by on his face, then he immediately turns his head back. There are two more people in the villa. A man is standing in front of the bookshelf, and if I remember correctly, his name is George. Why would I know his name?
何路阳，熟悉的名字和脸，他是商界精英。
A familiar name and face. He's a business elite who often appears in the news as a philanthropist. Oh, it's because he's famous. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't expect I'd meet a celebrity in the news here. Madam beside him is probably here with him. Our sights run into each other. Our eyes lock. Our eyes meet. She smiles politely. Yeah, that makes sense. A philanthropist. The entrepreneur who stays in the villa temporarily for charity events presents himself as a philanthropist in front of the media. In reality, he's arrogant and distant with strong persona. Okay, I shouldn't actually be reading that yet. I don't actually know that yet, so I'll have to pretend I don't know any of that. I think it's safe now, right? I can walk around. Ooh! Well, let me save it first. That's fine. Ooh. Oh, looks like there was another one. So there's Emily Tong. I'm just going to look at the pictures. I don't actually know anything about them, really. Okay. So this is the foyer. I'm in... Oh, you go away. I'm in... There's the hall that I'm in. Or where I was last. There's the man, there's him. And then there's rooms. I was knocked out in the restaurant. Okay. Or should I say the dining hall? I don't know why they translated that as restaurant. Let's go to the hall. Because there's people here. Let's talk to people. The latest finance magazine? Okay, well that makes a lot more sense. At the bookshelf, the philanthropist is going through the magazines.
没想到能见到本人。
He is tall, contrary to the friendliness in front of a camera. He is showing the apathy of an elite from head to toe.
谢谢你的关注，但这是私人行程，我不希望有人打扰。
Oh.
相信你能理解。
Okay, well, I
那是
guess.
当然，
Of
换作是我，
course. That makes sense. Well, it looks like that was a bad idea, but I'm gonna keep my choices intact. Communication with others benefits writing. At least when I create this kind of character next time, I'll write about this aspect. Yeah, let's look at that financial magazine. Oh, it's him on the cover, he put back. He's holding a child with a friendly smile. The headline is, Business Empire and Charity Pioneer, the Double-Faced Life of George. Double-faced. That means that you have like a persona that you project while you're in public and a different one that you have in private. A precise choice of words. That young man is here too.
刚刚是误伤。
An accident? He must feel very sorry for hitting me in the back of the head with something. Well, okay. Since the owner of the villa doesn't mind, I'm not going to cause trouble. I came here to write. I want to write.
哎，你说，这种荒郊野外加上这种暴雨天气，如果死了个人，
This guy is probably much younger than me.
是不是根本不会被人发现？
If someone dies in this rainstorm, will anyone ever notice? Oh, that is... Oh yeah, what happened to his mouth? Why does he have a band-aid there? An odd question. Well, I'm a detective novelist, and I think, because of certain self-importances about my position and career, people always find these things out, no matter how closed-room circumstances may seem.
会被发现，雨总会停。这里也不是荒郊野外，是度假别墅。
Yeah, it's not a wilderness, it's a resort villa. There's actually roads. It's not that remote.
来往的人除了住客，还有为别墅提供物资补给的人。
Maintainers, couriers, all come around. Exactly, which was mentioned earlier. Very good point.
好像有点道理，但也没什么区别。
Doesn't make any difference. Don't try to do any murders here. You're gonna get caught. You're an amateur, that's for sure. Oh, of course. He's going to play. So after remembering this, the young man looks away and starts to play mobile games. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.